So Microsoft just bought Zenimax, Bethesda's parent company, for $7.5 billion. Let's jump into this. Welcome to Sweshi Gaming, guys. Leave a like, comment, share your opinion about the video. I will chat with you in the comments area. So it's been a good 2 weeks to be an Xbox gamer, to be honestly. From last week's announcement of the Xbox Series S and now this, Bethesda, everybody knew Microsoft was going to make some acquisition, and a big acquisition for that matter. I actually did a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago, speculating about what I thought was going to be, or what people have been linking Microsoft with, and no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming. Wow, I'm still in shock. I'm still in awe, right? WB was rumored for $4 billion, and this is $7.5 billion, almost double what Warner Bros. Games was going for. This is some really big acquisition, not just for Xbox, but for Microsoft itself, right? I mean, the equivalent of this is like Nokia. Microsoft acquired Nokia back around 2013 for $7.6 billion, $100 million more, and that's the size of this acquisition. This is not small money we're talking about, and as most people have said on Twitter, this is definitely Microsoft using what it has, right? It needs to use what it has. Microsoft has money, and it has to use that money to show the advantage, right? So this is Microsoft just using what it has at its disposal. Then of course, this acquisition means that we are now at 23 studios with Xbox Game Studios. 23 studios from 15 in one acquisition. Wow, that's amazing. To put that into perspective, over the last 2 years, we acquired about 7 studios in total. Over the last 2 years, In Exile, Compulsion Games, Playground Games, the formation of the Initiative, which other studio is this? I can't remember the others, right? But about 7-8 studios in a space of about 2 years, and in one acquisition we basically have 8 new studios. This is a big deal. So the studios themselves, these are big name studios. They're very, very well known. So these include Bethesda Studios itself, ID Software, Zenimax Online, Arkane Studios, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Alpha Dog Games, Roundhouse Studios. Those make 8, and now part of the Xbox family, Xbox Game Studios. So now at 23. They are well known for games like The Elder Scrolls, Test Online, Fallout, Doom, Dishonored, The Evil Within, Prey, Rage, Quake, Starfield, and other IP. So this is a big deal, especially if you're an RPG fan. Xbox is now the home for RPGs, definitively the home for RPGs. These studios are well known for making great RPGs, and when I think about In Exile and Bethesda, some of these teams have worked together on like Fallout Las Vegas. So what most people are thinking is that it's now possible that Fallout Las Vegas Part 2 could be possible. That's just a thought. Okay, so at this point, the narrative to say Xbox has no games or the quality of Xbox first-party studios should be dead. I think it should be dead. And anyone who says Xbox has no games or that our first-party studios are not on the same caliber, I think that maybe we have a better argument. We can actually argue about the quality of first-party studios with this acquisition. Okay, so now most people are concerned about whether this means that we'll have a Minecraft situation, right? $4 billion, and then we have the Minecraft game going to other platforms, right? So does this mean the Xbox ecosystem will share titles like Doom, like Fallout, right? truth be told, we don't know the full answer to this, but I'll just refer to a quote in an interview Phil Spencer did with Bloomberg. So in this case, Spencer said, I'll just read the quote. Okay, so future games like Starfield will be available for Xbox, PC, and Microsoft Game Pass. So those three are the listed ones. Future games will be available for Xbox, PC, and Microsoft Game Pass. We'll take other consoles on a case-by-case basis. So it looks like we'll have exclusives. Exclusives are definitely going to come from these studio acquisitions, but it looks like we'll also have some games that will definitely be cross-platform. But every game that is released will launch in Game Pass day one. So while the others that are shared with Sony will be paid for, right, on Microsoft platforms, you can basically play them through the Game Pass service. And this actually shows that Game Pass is definitively the best value in gaming. And if we think about the quote itself, we'll see that Xbox Game Pass is being treated like it's its own platform, right? When asked about whether the games are going to be coming to other platforms, notice the platforms Phil Spencer mentions, right? He says Xbox, he says PC, and he says Microsoft Xbox Game Pass as the platforms where future games like Starfield will be releasing into, right? Then other consoles will be on a case-by-case basis. And this is, I think, because Game Pass itself is basically its own platform, especially with xCloud integrated, because in theory you can play games in the Xbox ecosystem without necessarily owning a console or even a PC for that matter. So I think that's why it's being treated like a platform, and this basically shows that we have insane value for Game Pass. And this can be actually seen because in less than 6 months we now have gone from 10 million Game Pass subscribers all the way up to 15 million subscribers in less than 6 months, right? This is truly attesting to how great of a deal this is, right? So that's the acquisition. I really can't believe this is happening. I'm so glad it's happening. So what do you guys think? Do you think they'll stick it in with Warner Bros, right? Do you think they'll continue pushing for an acquisition with Warner Bros after this kind of acquisition? I mean, Warner Bros was cheaper, right? At 4 billion. This is 7.5. Do you think they'll stick it in, or do you think they're fine with this? Do you think we're done with acquisitions with this one? Or maybe they'll continue acquiring, right? I think it's taken a lot of investment over the last few years to make these acquisitions, so I think they might slow down a bit after this. I would be very impressed, surprised, if they actually announced another one, maybe a smaller studio, right? But this is a big deal. This is a big deal. So tell me what you guys think. This is very good for the industry. This is very good for Xbox. This is a solid statement, especially just before launch, before pre-orders go live. It's going to keep the momentum alive. It's going to keep people talking about Xbox through this coming week. I think a number of podcasts are going to be talking about this. Join me in the Green Pass Gaming podcast. Just go to the YouTube channel Green Pass Gaming. I'll be chatting with a lot of the fellows there about this acquisition and other Xbox related content. So this is why I'll end the video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are watching this and you're not a follower. And yeah, so have a great week. Sweshi out.